and we're running out of time to get it right. For 8 years, Barack Obama has taken us in the wrong direction, a direction that threatens to rob us of what makes this a unique and special country. If we lose this election, if we get it wrong, I believe that my generation will be the first generation in American history that leaves their children worse off than themselves. We are not going to let that happen. And that's why this election to me is personal. Now, the other night we had a debate. It was I guess the 11th Republican debate. And I want you to understand what went through me before that debate. I have largely in this campaign focused almost entirely on issues before America. That I have offered real ideas and real solutions on the problems before our country, because while that may not get a lot of media coverage, you deserve to know that. You are being asked to elect someone to be the President of the United States of America, which is the most powerful political office on the planet, the most consequential political leader in the world. And for at least 4 years, the person who controls the nuclear arsenal of the United States, a person who will have the power to send young men and women off to fight and maybe even die in the service of our country. You deserve to know what the people running believe and what they will do if you gain their vote. And so I have spent my entire campaign talking about these things in detail. But I read something before that debate that started to boil my blood. I read the story of a place nothing like the University of Central Arkansas. You heard it a moment ago, it was called Trump University. And people chuckle about it, because we know it wasn't a real university, and we know it really wasn't real, but it also is a sad story. It is a story of people who were hurting, of people who wanted a better life, of people that were frustrated they couldn't get ahead. And here comes this very famous billionaire who promises he's going to teach them everything he knows about business so they can be successful. I saw the promotional video. I saw it that day before the debate. It's a promotional video in which Donald Trump is sitting there saying, we're going to hire the best people, the smartest people. We're going to have the best people come in. We're going to teach you all the secrets to being successful. And you're going to be successful. You're going to get tired of being successful. And if you can't be successful after coming to Trump University, then you're just not cut out for success. And people believed all this stuff. And they signed up. And it cost some of them $15,000, and they were told that's not enough. You got to sign up for the $35,000 plan. That's where you'll really make the big money. A lot of them said, we don't have the money. And the people who were pitching them on Trump University were being told to say, no, you should take on some debt. Go to the credit card company and ask them to increase your debt limit so you can borrow from your credit card to sign up for Trump University. Don't worry. Businesses, all successful businesses take on some debt. Go on and take on some debt. You'll graduate from here and then you'll make a lot of money just like Donald Trump. People believe that. They believed in him because of who he was, because he was famous, because he was on television, because he was a fast and good talker, and they gave him his money, their money. And you know what they got in return? Nothing. The only thing they got in return was a picture with a cardboard cutout of Donald Trump. Now that's a sad story, and it's being investigated for fraud, and it turns out Donald Trump had nothing to do with picking the teachers or the curriculum. He basically put his name on this program and let them do whatever they wanted. It was a massive con job. But here's the problem. As I watched that promotional video, I realized what he told those students is exactly what he's saying to America now. It's exactly what he's telling us now. It's exactly what he's saying now, that he is the most successful businessman you'll ever meet, that he's going to be tough on this and hard on that, and that he doesn't belong to anyone, no one controls him. It's all the same rhetoric, except this time, he's not asking just for your money. He's asking you for your vote. He's asking you for the presidency of the United States. And if you look at it, he has no policy positions on anything. None. Zero. How can you elect someone that won't tell you what they're going to do? But here's what's even worse. On everything he says he's going to be tough on, that's not his record. What's his famous issue? He's going to build a wall and be tough on Mexico. But he doesn't tell you that he hires illegal immigrants to work on Trump Towers. He doesn't tell you, by the way, that he gave an interview to the New York Times. He met with their editorial board, and apparently he told them what he really believes about immigration, which sounds like what he told them was different than what he's telling you. But it was off the record. So now the New York Times can't release the audio of that interview. Donald Trump can fix that today. Donald Trump should ask the New York Times to release the audio of his interview with them so that we can see exactly what it is he truly believes about this issue. He's been the cornerstone of this campaign. He says he fought for the American worker. Well, in Florida at least, 300 American workers applied for jobs last year at one of his hotels. He didn't hire a single one of them. Instead, he brought people from other countries. He said he couldn't find Americans to do the work. Those were the jobs my parents did. There were Americans that applied, but he chose to hire the foreign workers instead because they couldn't leave his job and he could pay them less. He says all these things and they're just not true. On issue after issue, he's going to bring jobs back from China. Well, all of those ties and those shirts and those suits that say Donald J. Trump, they're all made in China and Mexico. If he wants to bring jobs back from China, he can start today by announcing that all of those products will be made in America by American workers. It is a fraud. It is a scam. And yes, I'm angry about it because he's taking advantage of Americans who are hurting. He's taking advantage of Americans who are scared. He's taking advantage of Americans who are frustrated. He's taking advantage of Americans who are afraid of what the future is going to be like for themselves and their children. And what he's trying to carry out is a scam to take control of the office of the presidency of the United States. He's also trying to take control of the conservative movement. Because our nominee will define to people what it means to be a conservative. And let me tell you what the conservative movement cannot be about. Let me tell you what the party of Lincoln and Reagan can never be about. It can never be about having a nominee that, when repeatedly asked, refuses to condemn the Ku Klux Klan. He was asked that yesterday repeatedly. There is no room in this party for that. And we are not going to nominate someone like that. And that's why I don't care if it costs me my voice. I don't care how many states I have to go to. I don't care how long this process will take. I will never allow a con artist to take control of the party of Lincoln and Reagan or the conservative movement. Because if we do, not only will we lose the conservative movement, we will lose this election. We will lose this election to Hillary Clinton.
No.
Someone who is under FBI investigation. We cannot elect a president that has to pardon herself on her first day in office.
Right.
We will lose this election. You think we're going to lose? You think we're going to win this election with someone with a record like Donald Trump's? The media's laying back right now. They know everything I just told you. They know about it, but they're not writing about it. They're not jumping all over it. You know why? Because they are waiting. They are lying in wait.
Yes.
As if God forbid he became the nominee, they will jump all over him. And by the time they are done with him, and the Democrats are done with him, we won't just lose the presidency. We will lose the U.S. Senate, we will lose seats in the House, we will lose governor's mansions, we will set the conservative movement back a decade. They know this and they're waiting to launch on him. If he's our nominee, we can't win the nominee with someone who refuses to condemn racist groups like the Ku Klux Klan. We'll get killed in this election, and rightfully so if he's our nominee. Because there's no place for that in America, and there's no place for that in our party. And if we lose, it's not just an election we can undo in 4 years. That means we lost to Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton is going to leave in place all of the damage that Barack Obama has done to this country. And if we leave in place the damage Barack Obama has done to this country, it might be too late to turn this country around. There are 2 ways to campaign. There are 2 ways to try to win. One is to speak to your fears, to your anxieties, to your anger. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be afraid, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be angry and you shouldn't be upset. But I don't want to appeal to that. I want to do something about that. Instead, I'm here today to appeal to your hope and to your dreams and to the belief that no matter how difficult things may seem right now, things have a chance to be better than they've ever been for America. Is somebody feeling sick? Yeah. It's usually they lock their knees or... You guys mind waiting just 1 second? I want to make sure we're okay here so we can get folks in here. All right, I'll stop if I need to. You guys will make sure we get it taken care of. Let's go to some water, please. I'm going to appeal to what can make our country better. I want you to know what kind of president you're going to have if I'm elected. I want you to know what we're going to do on the day that you elect me. Number one, when I'm president of the United States, for the first time in 8 years, you're going to have a president that actually follows the Constitution of the United States of America.